some bummer fucking news, man. Basically, not every show, but like two of like the top of the tier, the cream of the crop, they're going away. Succession and Mindhunter, we have been told, are on the chopping block. Why the fuck is this happening, Matt? Why are they getting rid of the good stuff?
Well, I guess to start with Mindhunter, it's about Netflix's obsession with like instant successes and metrics. And yeah, it's kind of a bummer because it makes you realize that despite our sort of generation's fascination with true crime, that this show was never really that much of a success.
Unfortunately.
And it's weird in that way because you would think it would be. But yeah, we got word from Fincher himself that that yeah, no season three. He finally caved. I mean, people have been every time Fincher has had something coming out in the past, like 4 years or whatever. He's asked this question, and it's been funny to watch him like slowly cave and be like, he's gone from yeah, it might happen. I want to do it, and then he's gone to I want to do it, but Netflix doesn't want to, and now he's just flat out like I'm tired and Netflix is tired and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, because what isn't really known, I guess, or like it didn't come out till after the second season had come out and been ignored by most people. But that second season was a nightmare. Fincher had to be like brought in to rescue it because the showrunner was just like floundering. Because it was such an expensive show. It's a period piece. They're working in big cities and having to make them look like the 70s and the 80s. And I get that it's expensive, and I guess, and I get that since it's a Fincher production, influence production, it's even more expensive than it ever would have to be in the hands of anybody else. But yeah, it's been the like shining beacon in the like in all of it, like even better than most documentaries like that are out on the subject, even better than FBI Quantico, like international, like Criminal Minds. It's like this was more authentic, and it was taken with more care, and it was granted more dignity to the victims of these people, and then just also to the human beings who are these monsters themselves. So like, it succeeded in a lot of ways, but I understand why it failed. But it really shouldn't have. It should not have failed. This was the show. This was the guy. This is the guy that did Seven. Giving us hour after hour after hour, and it had such a great cast, great characters. I'm just very sad to see it go. But this other one was not expected. Like I knew that Mindhunter was dead long before David Fincher admitted it, but my God, just having it just be so casually said as I scrub forward here that we are no longer getting any more Succession after this next season. All that speculation of, well, what are the kids going to finally win? I think we have our answer. I think it's this season, guys, because this is the last one, according to Jesse Armstrong. Like, what is compelling this show to end? Like, it hasn't faltered. Are they just smart? Are they like, we are getting out before we fuck up? Is that what's happening here?
I think so, yeah. It's kind of he's going by the adage of going out on top. And I think, in some respects, this is smart. This is the thing to do. This is how you should do it. And in other respects, I really want this show to go on for like 4 more seasons. But, he said in this, you can go look it up right now. Jesse Armstrong did a profile with the New Yorker. Very, very good piece. Go and read it now. But he admitted in it that him and his writers got together, when they were first sketching out this forthcoming season, and he basically said, I think this is the end. Like, I think I want to end it here, but let's sketch out all the possibilities. And he said they did everything from, how the show would look if it ended now, and how the show would look if they decided to do 1 or 2 more seasons, and then how the show would look if they decided to just keep it going forever, essentially, or TBA, to be decided. And
yeah,
they did all the scenarios, and they basically came to the conclusion that nope, this should be it. This should be the end.
And I respect that, because like Succession is getting something that shows like Arrested Development never got, for example. And now Arrested Development, that new season that they got, it's leaving Netflix, as I understand. So I don't know, like especially since this is a HBO product, I know it's like big on top now, but if they can jettison Westworld, they can cut you loose too. So I guess there is no point, I guess, in just hanging around for no good reason. If he might as well see what other opportunities are available to him. Because and I respected the fact that he made this call, and I'm glad that it was something coming from within versus something that a computer told someone to to do.
Yeah, or they, you never want to see a show like fizzle out, or you never want to see the audience turn on a show like they did with Game of Thrones. You want to go out on top, and the other thing too, I guess, sort of the more the less fun reasoning behind this decision, I think, could also be that you have a show with a bunch of actors that have made something of themselves now, and they're all super high in demand. Now they weren't when the show started, but yeah, you have, I mean, Jeremy Strong, Sarah Snook, Matthew McFadden. I mean, even Brian Cox has had like a career revival from this show. I mean, he's like the voice of McDonald's now.
Exactly.
In the McDonald's commercials.
He's doing the ba-da-ba-ba-ba now.
Yeah.
The guy that is famous for saying "fuck off," is now the spokesman of the most wholesome fast food brand. Yeah, it's hilarious.
So,
I mean, they all command a lot more in negotiations than they ever did before when the show first started. So yeah, I think you are absolutely right. The other reason is HBO is tightening their belt. Warner Brothers is tightening their belt, and it's kind of like getting rid of an expensive old quarterback. Eventually, you gotta just see what the young bucks are up to and sign somebody else up, because like you're not gonna get the same juice out of that lemon if you squeeze it. So it's a thing that's coming for everyone. No matter who you are. And there are worse fates. You could wind up like the Nevers and just be lost in a limbo where you have to like sit down at 1:30 Eastern time to watch a streaming block of 4 episodes that HBO never put on their servers, because that's the fate that awaits a show that is dead on arrival or associated with Joss Whedon. Or
what do you since you brought it up, I just want to ask you, you're of course referencing the second half of the
Nevers
Joss Whedon show that it was basically sold off to Tubi, and now what Tubi is doing is they're putting it on their service, but on a live channel where you have to watch it with you can't rewind, you can't pause, you can't fast forward, you have to watch it at one time only. And I'm just kind of curious, what do you think the idea is behind this decision? Like why do you think they're doing this?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, in this era of, if we're buying it, we expect people's eyeballs to gravitate towards it if they're interested, or we just want to diversify our catalog of what's in our library, our content library. But to then like restrict access to it makes no sense. Who even uses a like feed like that? I know I've like talked about how something like that would be kind of cool on a streaming platform, but like as like a niche fun like option, not as the only way. There's a reason why that only way doesn't really work for most things.